So, in part 7, we're going to continue looking at components of a Wi-Fi network. We're finally finished with those access points for now, and we're going to look at controllers, servers, and switches. So, what's a controller? Well, it manages access points. It's basically a 1U box that sits in the rack, and when you plug an AP onto the network, controller automatically detects the AP and configures it based on policies that you write on the controller. Now, the controller needs to be on the same network as the access points, but you don't have to plug an access point directly on the controller, just long as it's on the same LAN or even the same WAN. And without a controller, you have to manually configure each AP, which is not fun. Or, on the alternative, you can use a cloud managed AP like a Meraki, and then you don't need a controller. You can just configure the AP through the web browser, and we talked about that earlier. So, the controller talks to the AP. All the traffic that hits the AP goes to the controller first over a VLAN, and assume you know what a VLAN is, and then the controller takes the traffic that it received from the AP and it strips out the management traffic and it sends the data from the user device to the switch. So when you buy a controller, you need to make sure it's powerful enough to handle all that user traffic. You don't want to mix and match controllers with APs. So don't buy, let's say, a Cisco AP and an HP controller, even though technically they work together. It's not a good idea. And as I said before, controllers are licensed for a fixed number of APs usually. So you buy a controller, it can run 20 APs or 50 APs. And if you have more APs, even though a controller can physically handle it, it's not licensed to. So you have to buy a license, which is not difficult, but it can be expensive. Make sure to factor in licensing.